this off before I sweat this out. Oh, right, sweat. They gonna sweat, man. Yeah.
Hey, I got a question. Do you happen to know any place around here that does like parenting classes, like a whole, like long term?
You say that's long term?
Yeah, like.
Yeah, because what we do is qualify for anything that you need it for. If you need it for the course, you need it for children's services, it qualifies for that.
I don't need it for anybody but myself.
No doubt. So we're gonna cover some good material. After you go through this, you ain't gonna need nothing else, brother. Straight up, it's different. It's different. I'm gonna tell you that much for sure. It's different. You know, it's different. Every time somebody go through these parenting classes that I teach, you know, it's always, you know, it's a good response. You know, so stuff that you're gonna be able to apply. It ain't one of the parenting classes. You know how you might go through a parenting class and you don't really know like what you got from it, and you just like, I just want to be a good dad. It's like, but how you gonna do that? You know what I'm saying? That's too broad. Let's narrow it down. Let's like make some real live steps of what we actually gonna do so we can get it done. You know, so it's that type of action. You know, so yeah, you'll be you'll be all the way laced up though. And I'm gonna do it over 2 weekends because usually, like I said, man, I would extend it, but it's just like, I mean, I'm trying to, you know, fit, you know, the halfway houses because I know that y'all be having places that y'all need to go or whatever. Y'all be having different programming and stuff. Yeah, yep.
Excuse my language. It's not gonna be here Saturday.
When just this Saturday?
Yeah.
Oh, I ain't starting it this Saturday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be after the first of the year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be after the first of the year. We're gonna get rocking and rolling. So today is just a recruitment. I'm just letting you know what it is, who I am, and things like that, man, and what the program is about, what the organization is about, and then you do the paperwork, and then we go ahead and start the class next year.
I got you.
Yeah. We good? Yep. Okay. All right, brothers, we're going to get started. Who here is who need to be here? All right? So, my name is Carlos Christian. I'm the president and founder of the Starts Within organization. What we do is we go inside of the prisons, we go inside of the juvenile facilities, we go inside of the county jails, we go into the halfway houses, and the main objective that what we are looking to accomplish, one, reduce the recidivism rate, but ultimately turn the penitentiary on its head, stand the community on its feet. I'm so serious about that. The way that we do that is by turning the philosophy to get you incarcerated on its head and stand the philosophy that's going to put you back in your household with your families, living a whole different type of life. We're going to stand that philosophy on its feet. It's all about information, brothers. What I believe is that the reason why we make the decisions that we make in life is because we got access to low quality information, right? We done developed literally off of low quality information, and that's why we made the decisions that we made. So when people look at people be inside of the prisons or inside of the juvenile, they be like, they crazy, that's where they want to be. And I'm like, no, that ain't where they want to be. It's just that the philosophy supports that type of environment because of the low quality information that these environments that we come up in, it gives us, right? And this is the issue, right? So when I look at brothers, I'll be looking at brothers like, hey, man, I'm coming up in here to build with brothers, give brothers the information so that they can develop this philosophy so we can go ahead and infiltrate our communities, infiltrate the prisons and things like that, and people won't get locked up no more, right? I say if you ain't got a seat at the table, where are you at?
You on that bitch, you ain't eating.
You on the menu. That means you are a menu item. And if you ain't eating, brother, then that means that you are food. And I don't want brothers to be food. And the way that we don't be food is by getting the right type of mindset that prevents incarceration. So I'm excited about this program. I starts within in 2011, and I've been running it ever since, man. You know, and just been grinding it out. We got access to all of the prisons inside of Ohio. We also got access to the prisons inside of Indiana too as well. Just continuing to push and push and push to get the mission accomplished, right? All of the juvenile facilities inside of the state, we got access to all of those places. And now what we have started is the parenting program. You know, so now this parenting program is designed to work with the fathers, because one thing that I realized is that out of the 2.3 million people who are incarcerated, 1.3 million of those individuals are parents to children under the age of 18. What is the likelihood of your child growing up as an adult getting incarcerated if you have been incarcerated? And I'm gonna ask you this, who in here had an incarcerated parent? Right, right. So then that's what increases the chances of incarceration, brothers, is when you are incarcerated, it increases the chances of your child to grow up and get incarcerated as well. Why? Because they are growing up off of the same bogus information that got you incarcerated. When you got incarcerated, brother, the information don't stop circulating. It's still in the hood circulating. People still developing off of that same old garbage, right? And saying, man, this is what it is, right? It don't stop. So then that's why it is so imperative that you become who you need to be, so you can stick a foreign object in the middle of that wheel to stop it turning in that direction. Once it stops turning in that direction, guess what? It can start to go in a new direction. That's what it's about. So that's why it's so important for us to become who we need to be. So that's why I work with the fathers and work with the mothers, but specifically working with the fathers. I'm also a father. I have 3 children. I have 2 sons, a 24-year-old, I have a 13-year-old, and I have 1 daughter. She's 6 years old. I have access to all of my children. I got my son 5 days of the week. My 13-year-old, he go to his mother on the weekends. I got my daughter, we alternate. Me and the mother alternate. Week on, week off. The 6-year-old. My 24-year-old, I had him ever since he was 10. He graduated from my house, went to high school, graduated from high school, went on to college. He didn't stay, but at least he did go, right? I have 3 different children's mothers. So you can just imagine. 3 children, 3 children's mothers. But I have access to all of my children. I have influence with my children, right? So this is exciting for me to be able to teach the parenting class, because the more that I teach fatherhood classes, the better father that I'll become, because I apply the same thing that I teach. It's not like I'm bringing you brothers a cup with water in it and I'm not drinking out of it. I'm drinking out of the same cup that I'm giving you. I'm eating off of the same plate that you eating off of. Right? So then that's how you know that the food is well, and that's how you know that the contents inside of that cup is well as well. Because I'm digesting it as well. So the more that I teach this stuff, man, I'm telling you, brothers, I be charged up. Because I become a better father. This is a win-win situation. I didn't come in here as an I win, you lose type of situation. That's manipulation. I come in here, I win, you win. You become a better father, I become a better father. And people will be like, man, I'm a good father. Well, anything that you're good at, brother, it's always better to become better at. Man, good is the enemy of great. That's how people can't become great, because they too relaxed and they good. They like, I'm good, so you ain't doing no more work. Brother, you need to continue to do the work so you can become better, so then you can become great. So anything that you're good at is good to become better at. And how do we become better? We pull from each other. Iron sharpens iron, right? So I had, man, I remember when I see my young guy right here, he say, man, I'm so excited, man, for my son. He got it all the way down. When your child do, brother?
20 days and 9 hours.
20 days, 9 hours. He added to the seconds. 20 days, 9 hours, 16 seconds left.
20 days, 9 hours, and 54 minutes.
Ain't no doubt that brother is excited for the opportunity to be able to lead an individual in the direction that they shall be. That's a beautiful thing. I remember when I was 19 years old, man, and my son was about to be born. I was so excited to be a father, my 24-year-old. I was so excited to be a father and to embrace this great responsibility, and I call it the greatest responsibility because we are responsible for the development of an actual individual. That means who they gonna be is contingent on what we pour into them, or lack of pouring things into them that they need, and allowing everybody else to pour into them the things that's not going to benefit them in the right way. So I said, man, you know what? When I was 19, I was like excited about that opportunity to actually lead a young person into the place that they shall be. 3 months before my son was born, in May, it was March 31st, I remember, I got pulled over in my Cutlass Supreme. Let me go ahead and rewind. 13 years old, I started selling dope, right? That was my way. I said, I'm about to make it happen because I'm about to go ahead and bang this dope. I'm about to really get it in, right? I really did believe that. You couldn't tell me nothing that it wasn't right. It was the philosophy that supported me, right? So I said, I'm about to bang this dope. So when I got my son's mother pregnant, right, I'm like, man, oh, okay. I didn't turn it down a notch. I actually turned it up a notch, right? Because I'm like, man, hey, I got to go ahead because I wanted to have something like the Cosbys. I'm gonna be honest with you. I said, I want to have something like the Cosbys, man. That's the type of household that I want. I grew up watching this stuff. I wanted to have that, so I was excited to be able to go ahead and produce a family structure like that. I thought I was going to be able to get it done by selling dope. So 3 months before my son was born, I got pulled over in my Cutlass Supreme. I had the rims on it, you know, big boy rims on it, you know. They was deep dishes back then, 7 bars. It was my thing, man. I had the music in the back doing my thing. I was left of center, so the police pulled me over. When they pulled me over, they went into my trunk. They found a 410 sawed-off shotgun. They found a 9mm with the serial number scratched off. It was brand new. Fresh out the box. I got it from the Jamaican. I like to say fresh out Z box because that's what they told me. It's like, man, it's fresh out Z box, Carlos, man, brand new, right? So they confiscated that, and then they got some dope out of my trunk. It was individually bagged. So I used to put my dope inside of individual bags, and I would go out to the block, and I would hit the block with just, you know, them little sacks. I used to put my sacks together, you know, my dime sacks of weed, and then I used to put, you know, about a $200, $300 sack of dope, and I put all of that stuff together, and then I'll be selling my stuff like that, right? I would replenish once I run out, right? I didn't want to get caught with a whole bunch of stuff on me, so I used to have it inside of my trunk. I thought it was a safe place. And plus, at that time, I was kicked out of everywhere. My grandmother, I couldn't stay there because she was in Metropolitan. They was tripping about me being there, right? My other grandmother, she found dope inside of the house, and my nieces found the dope, so she said I had to go. My father, we got into it, right? And he said that I had to go because I got into it with my stepmom, so I had to leave there too as well. So this is what was going on when I was 19 years old, and I'm taking on this great responsibility of being a father. This is what I was up against. This is what I was dealing with. But the bright spot in all of that was me about to be a father. But when I got pulled over, I'm like, hold up. This stuff is crazy. And you know how you in the hood and people already have your time already set. They like, brother, you got caught with a 410 sawed-off shotgun. You got caught with a 9. Man, you got caught with dope. Man, you about to get 10 already. It's like, man, bro, like, let me go to trial at least first, bro. Like, dang, how you gonna go ahead and wrap me up all the way before I even go to court, right? So I had ended up, man, bonding out. As soon as I got locked up, I bonded out, and then I bonded out. I couldn't drive because of my license was suspended. So I was in thirst mode. Now I got a good lawyer, and I'm like, man, I'm about to beat the case. I thought I was gonna beat the case. I got a good lawyer, and I said, man, you know what? I need to find somebody to drive. So I was kind of thirsty to find somebody to drive. You just needed to have a license to drive me around so I could sell my dope. So I said, man, cool, let me go ahead and find somebody. So I found this one fella, man, and to me, he was the prime You know, he was the prime candidate. Because what? He had license. But one thing about this brother is that his hustle didn't click like that, right? His hustle wasn't clicking like that, brother. So it was just like, so he looked for opportunities to do what? Like, steal or rob, right? This was his mindset. But I said, man, that's cool. You ain't gonna do it to me because you know what I be about, right? So just the arrogance, you know. So I'm like, man, you ain't gonna do it to me. You know what I be about, right? So I'm like, man, come on, drive the car. So long story short, man, we kicking it, and I'm letting them smoke and letting them drink and things like that. And we ended up, man, you know, going to a barbecue. And we doing our thing, right? Well, I'm shadow boxing, just horsing around and stuff like that, right? And I ended up dropping my dope. Now, when I dropped my dope, I didn't know. Sale come up, and I'm like, boom, I go to the car trying to make the sale, and I ain't have my dope. I'm like, man, where my dope at? You know, and I said, oh man, I done dropped it. It was some jinky dope too. I was trying to get rid of this dope. It was just jinky. It was just like that type of dope that's just jinky. It's like, man, I gotta get rid of this stuff. So when I had dropped it, I'm like, man, sheesh, it's about time, man. Let me go ahead and go back to the stash, replenish so I can get rid of this stuff or whatever. But we started to look for it. And we looking for it in the grass like that, right? And he also looking forward to it as well. He like, Los, man, it ain't nowhere around, man. This stuff crazy. And I'm like, man, this brother real aggressive in trying to find my dope, man. And he real depressed about me losing my dope, right? I'm like, man, something up. I thought something was up, but I didn't accuse him initially because, again, he's my driver. I'm like, I ain't about to just put it on the brother because he might not have taken it. He might not have found it. So I was giving him the benefit of the doubt, right? So we go on and we didn't find it or whatever may be the case. A couple of months later, my dude tell me, he says, man, Los, man, hey, man, such and such, man, stole your dope, man. He picked up your dope. He found your dope and he pocketed it. He told me. He said that, man, you know what, I had to get Los, man. He ain't gonna miss it anyway, right? And I said, man, wow, okay. As soon as he told me this, me understanding, man, what the streets is about in my head, my philosophy, I said, man, I'm about to body this brother. Like, that's it. I don't want to beat him up. No, that's not going to fulfill my what I'm on, right? So I said, man, I got to body him, man, because I'm bringing my life to this game, man. So I wasn't playing, man. I was dead serious in my head. So when I said that, I went on ahead and put it in my head that I'm about to go ahead and get him on up out of here, right? Because he had been doing it already. And I'm like, man, he can't be continuing to exist while he's doing this, right? I got to do something about that, right? I thought that I was going to purify the hood. I'm about to purify the hood. I'm about to go ahead and get this brother on up out of here, right? Y'all ain't got to worry about him no more. That's what I was saying in my head. So about 6 months after that had happened, and I wasn't the type of individual that wanted to get caught in this type of action. I didn't want to go and do no 25 years with an L, right? I didn't want to be inside a prison nowhere, right? That just wasn't my thing. I wanted to do it and keep on moving, right? That was the idea. So that's why I waited for the 6 months. Throughout the 6 months, I was able to recoup the money back from him and everything. We was shooting dice. I was cheating him on the dice, like tilt dice. I caught the dice, you know, real late after the number will go ahead and show. I'd be like, I caught the dice. He'd be like, man, you cheating. I'd be like, well, whatever, man. Caught dice, like, give me my money. So it was like, no way he was going to win. So that's how I was setting it up, right? But I had recouped all of my money back, and I was still after this brother's life because that's the stuff that I was raised on. That's what I was told. That's the philosophy that I had developed. So I had seen him going up the street one night, man, and when I had seen him, I had my young brother with me, man, and he was, you know, his hustle clicked. So I used to mess with him a lot, right? And I had my other two brothers with me too, but my one young brother, I said, man, well, we need space in the car, and we got him. So I dropped my young brother right here off. I said, man, go ahead and go into the house. You don't need to be a part of this, right? Like, what's about to go down? So I went ahead and dropped my man right here off, right? This is, he can attest to all of this stuff, right? He was there back then, right? He was there, right? So I'm like, man, boom. So I picked him up and said, man, come on, let's go ahead and roll. I said, man, we got beef with people on the other side. We about to get to it. And he like, man, for real? I said, yeah. So he's like, man, come on, Los, let's go. He don't know that I know, right? But I know, right? I'm like, man, yeah, come on, let's go, right? So we get to driving, and I'm driving, brothers, all the way out into the middle of nowhere. Like, it's real dark. It's no lights, no nothing out there, right? So I'm like, man, it's nothing out there but wildlife. And I'm like, man, this brother about to get it, right? So I remember I looked at the passenger seat. I see my one brother, he gone now, right? And I see him sitting there, and I'm just like, man, he just sitting there just chilling. And I'm like, man, I got to get to it. So I'm right now, brothers, my heart is like this, right? Because I know brothers be like, man, yeah, I just banged him and it was no thing, right? Nah, brothers, man, my heart was beating like a mug because I'm like, man, it's just something that felt wrong about it ultimately, because at the end of the day, man, I didn't know this brother, man. We grew up together. At the end of the day, I used to be at his house every day. We used to shoot dice at his house. We would drink, get drunk. His mom knew me. His son knew me. So this wasn't just no stranger. This is somebody that I actually knew, right? That I had a relationship with. We knew each other since the sandbox. So it was something different. And I was feeling a certain type of way about it, but I just said, man, I got to go ahead and commit to my word, because I spoke my word out there into the air and said that I was going to body him, and I didn't have the courage, brothers, to go against my word. Even though I felt that it wasn't right. And I'm going to just be honest. I'm being completely transparent here. I felt that it wasn't right. I felt like his life wasn't worth this little dope money. I felt like his life wasn't worth it, but I wasn't strong enough to come against that. So I just said, man, you know what? I'm driving further and further out. And then he said, man, Los, I just want to go home. I said, man, no doubt. You want to go home? Then you have to get out and walk. And he says, man, I'll get out and walk. We in the middle of nowhere. I said, man, well, get out and walk then, brother. He's like, man, I'm getting out and walk. I said, man, good. I ain't got to struggle to get him out the car. This is what I'm thinking in my head. So when he gets out the car, I'm in the Caprice by this time. And he gets out the car. I step out. I peel back the seat, right? Because he's in the back seat. He gets out like this, and I had the pistol to the side of my hip. And when he gets out the car like this, right? And this is when it was just like, remember I was talking about my heart was like this? It just turned to something different. Because then I put the pistol to the back of his head. It was go time. When I put the pistol to the back of his head, man, I just pulled the trigger. The pistol touched his head, brothers, and I pulled the trigger. And he was like, man, Los shot me. And this brother just got to running. I'm like, man, this brother, what the heck? Like, this brother's supposed to drop. This is what I heard. Like, this brother should drop. How he just running with a gunshot like that? This brother running off into the night. This brother takes off his shirt because, you know, he had a white t-shirt. He's like, man, this brother got into survival mode. He like, man, I'm gone. Right, so I run up on him again. I pulled the trigger again, hit him again in the back. Bow! He like, Los shot me, right? And this brother continued to run off into the night. I'm not good with animals, so I said, man, I'm out of here, man. I'm not about to chase this brother through the woods. Like, just being honest. I'm not chasing this brother through the woods. I'm like, this brother about to go ahead and fall out and drop and bleed out, man. He got shot in the head, in the back. There's no way he's going to be able to survive. This is what I'm thinking. I hop back into the car, drive off, and I just had this feeling like, man, dang, what the heck is going on? Like, it just feels like, man, dang, man, I done bodied this brother. This is how I'm feeling. And then I remember I heard the helicopter. I hear the helicopter. I'm like, man, what the heck is that? I'm at my grandma's house at this time, right? I pulled up there just to stay there. And I'm like, man, what the heck is that? I'm like, man, the helicopter going on? It was the helicopter life flighting that brother to Cleveland.
House.
That brother done fell off in somebody's house in the middle of nowhere, brothers. Like in the middle of a dang on log cabin somewhere. This brother knocked on the door. Like, man, what you think he said when he knocked on the door before he passed out? Brother said the whole government, Carlos Rodriguez Marcellus, Christian, shot me. Game time, brothers. Game time. Game time. At this time, my son was 3 months old. So I was excited to be a father, and my son was 3 months old. And I said, man, dang, now I'm about to go ahead and do a long bid. They was trying to give me 20. I copped out to a 10-year prison sentence. I spent 10 years inside of Marion Correctional Institution. My son was 3 months old when I got incarcerated at 19 years old. He would be 10 years old when I turned 29. when I had got released. So now I'm starting to face this type of reality like, dang, man, is he going to know me? Is he going to know that I'm his dad? And I'm starting to have these type of concerns because he was so young when I had got incarcerated. And it started to make me feel a certain type of way when I was inside of the joint. I'm like, man, and when people was laughing and kicking it and doing the same thing that got him incarcerated, I say, man, hold up. Man, I can't do the same exact thing that got me incarcerated because I don't want to be incarcerated again after I get done with this 10 years. Because if I don't do what I need to do, then it's a good chance that my son is going to grow up and do the same thing that I've done and end up in the same type of place that I'm in. And I didn't like where I was at. I remember it was an older guy. He pulled my coattail and he said, hey, I don't say older guy, I mean seasoned guy. He was a seasoned guy. He pulled my coattail and he said, young blood, let me talk to you. I said, what's up, man? What's up, OG? He says, man, you know you a slave, right? I said, yeah, I know it's like slavery. He said, no, you a slave. I said, man, what? I know it's like slavery, brother. You ain't got to tell me that stuff. He's like, no, you are legally. And I said, man, what you talking about? He says, man, read the Constitution, brother. I said, read the Constitution? What, the 13th Amendment? He's like, yeah, the 13th Amendment, when they abolished slavery. I said, man, well, let me read it. And then when I read it, it stuck with me ever since. And I said, man, I'm not about to be that. And when I read the 13th Amendment, what did it say? Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except for as punishment for a crime where the party shall have been duly convicted shall exist in the United States or any other place subject to their jurisdiction. The only way that you can be a slave in the United States of America is if you get convicted of a crime and it serves as punishment. So when I read that, I said, hold up. You mean to tell me that's why they can pay us 22 cents an hour in a furniture factory that's making millions of dollars? You mean to tell me that's why Walmart, Target, Hewlett, and Packard is targeting the penitentiaries now? Because they ain't got to go to Mexico or third world countries to get the work done because they got 2.3 million people who are incarcerated and are legal slaves? Like, brother, this stuff made me feel a certain type of way. And if you come up in the streets, like I come up in the streets, like brothers don't want to be nobody's sucker. I'm just saying, though, like, it just rubs you a different type of way when you running around and you like a sucker, right? Like, I feel for the people who running around, like the type of life that you embrace. It's just not exciting. So I felt like a sucker because I'm like, man, hold up. Man, I'm volunteering to be a slave by me embracing a philosophy that got me incarcerated. And I'm doing it like it's cool. 10 years of this stuff. So then that's when I started to come against it. I said, man, hold up. I need to get different information. This stuff is all on me, brother. It's in me, it's on me, and everything. And that's why you see the shirt like it is. The shirt right here got the 13th Amendment in the middle of it, brother, for a reason. Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except for as punishment for a crime where the party shall have been duly convicted. It's in there. And then what you see on this left-hand side, you see the guy who's incarcerated with the handcuffs on him, right? With that number on his chest, 355-519. That's my institutional number that I did 10 years on. They identified me as 355-519. They didn't identify me as Carlos Rodriguez Marcellus Christian. They identified me as 355-519.
No. Another statistic.
I evolved into this guy on the right-hand side. I did that stuff when I was incarcerated. I didn't wait until I got released. I did it when I was incarcerated. I started to get different information so I can develop a different way of thinking because I knew that if I had a different way of thinking that I was going to get different type of results that contradicted the results that I was currently experiencing. I was just okay with telling myself that I am experiencing failure. I wasn't trying to trick myself. You know, some people be delusional. They be like they winning. It's like, brother, you not winning. You see where you at? You under somebody else's control. You under somebody else's thumb. Like, you not winning, brother. Once you understand that you're not winning, now you can start to do the things that is necessary to be able to obtain victory. But as long as you tricking yourself, because that's the only person you tricking is yourself, then you'll continue to lose. I was okay with saying, man, you know what? I had bogus information. I need to do something different. And I started to do the work to do something different. I got different information. The first thing that I did, I got into scripture. I started to build off of scripture. I didn't grow up in no church. I didn't know nothing about no scripture, none of that stuff. And then I was listening to T.D. Jakes. I started to develop a new way of thinking. I'm dead serious, man. My man, he did time with me, right? So he was there. He seen me how I did time. He seen me before I went in. He seen me how I came out, right? So, but I started to just, man, get a new way of thinking. Dead serious, because I was like, man, it's time to put in some work. You can go ahead and look at the ground all day long, brothers, and say, I'm hungry. Man, give me some food. The ground is going to look at you and smile. The only way that the ground is going to produce fruit, or the only way that the ground is going to produce any crops is how? You got to plant the seed. You got to put in the work, brother. If you ain't planting no seed, brother, that ground is not going to pay attention to your need. It's not going to pay attention to your want. The only way that that ground is going to pay attention is to when you go ahead and plant that seed inside of the ground. That's when the ground will produce crops. So then that was me doing my time. I said, I'm about to start to plant. I'm about to start to plant. I'm about to get this new information from here. I left from there and I said, man, I'm about to go ahead and get into college. I graduated from business management inside of the joint with a 3.83 GPA. This was in the midst of people smacking each other and fighting each other. Who the best rapper? Jay-Z, Nas, who won the battle? No, 50 Cent, people mad at each other. They smacking each other in the day room. I'm at my bed area studying. Getting new information because I needed a new philosophy. I left from there and I got into administrative office technology for vocational programming, right? I learned administrative office technology, got the Excel, PowerPoint, Access, and Word. So I learned the computers. I got into Spanish because I said, man, I'm trying to get into Spanish too. Let me get into Spanish. Exio mucho, pero traigo mucho a la mesa. I demand a lot, but I bring a lot to the table. I was just so thirsty to develop a different way of thinking because I was not satisfied in my current state. I admitted that I was experiencing failure, and I said that I'm about to do something about this failure because I don't lose, brothers. And this is just not just my lips moving because they on my face. I mean that stuff. Brother, I knocked down, brother, I'm figuring out how to get back up. You ain't about to see me just laying on the ground after I done got knocked down, because we all gonna get knocked down. I'm not about to just lay there, I'm about to be getting up. Either I'm getting up, I'm getting up or I'm already up. Either or, but you ain't gonna never just see me just laid out, laying there. Either I'm getting up or I'm already up. Either or. So that was what I did inside of the prison. Another thing that I was doing, I was making sure that I wrote my son once a week with the free letters, because I said that I had a desire that I just wanted to be that father. I wrote my son once a week from the joint. He never wrote me back, but I made sure that I wrote him. I skipped the lines. I skipped the lines in all capital letters so his mom can read the letters to him. His mom has stopped coming to see me after 2 years, because you know ain't nobody about to do no 10 years. She moved on, right, brother? She moved on. But she started to send him up there with my father. My father would bring him up there to visit me 4 times a year, sometimes 5. But that's the only time that I was able to hear back from him, was those 4 times a year, maybe 5. I was sending the letters. I remember one time that I had this idea, because when you got like a desire that's inside of you to be a father, brother, that stuff can't be shaken, man. Like, it's there, and you're going to create ways to get it done, right? And that's what I was doing. So I said, man, you know what? It's Halloween. It's about to go down. And I remember that they used to make us send contraband home, or stuff that can't fit in your 2.4 locker box. They would make you pay for the mail to send it home, right? And I said, man, that's crazy. They make me send home stuff that can't fit in my locker box. I said, man, you know what? Man, I wonder if I can go to the commissary and buy, man, all candy and send that candy home so my son can start trick or treat with my candy. Like, I had that idea. I said, man, this stuff makes sense to me. They said, yeah, for sure. So what I did is I took $15, I had $20, I was getting $20 a week, and I took the 15. So this week that was Halloween, I didn't get no Zoom Zooms and Wham Whams. It was no soups, it was no coffee, it was no Kool-Aid, it was no Black and Milds, it was no tuna. I said I'm gonna sacrifice this week to go ahead and buy this candy for my son so he can go ahead and start trick-or-treat off with my candy. And use the $5 to send it home. So I spent $15 worth of candy, and I used $5 to send it home. Now this was when the candy was hitting for 50 cents a pop, right? I'm like, man, this stuff is dope, man. This is good stuff, man, you know? So he had a box full of candy. So then that means that he started trick-or-treat with my candy. This was good for me. See, because it's one thing to say it, but it's another thing to really do it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one thing saying, man, I want to be a dad, but it's another thing to really do the work that being a dad brings, man. That being a dad requires. So I said, man, you know what? Hey, when he got that package, he used to get them packages from me. He used to be like, man, this is crazy. So that mean when he started trick or treat, he had all regular size Kit Kats, regular size Skittles, regular size Snickers, right? Regular size. You know how you used to feel when you used to go up to the houses and they had the regular size action? I used to be like, man, hold up. Let's go ahead and do it again. I used to turn my mask out, inside out, like, man, I got to hit that out. I used to go, that's just the way that I was. I used to go back again and again and again. And I used to be like, hey, come on, let me get that. Like, boom, right? Whatever I needed to do to get that house who had the regular size candy, man.
Or the king size.
The king size, right? You like, they giving out the king size? This is the lit, right? Right, I felt a certain type of way. So then I said, man, how is my son going to feel when he's getting the regular size, all of this regular size, $15 worth for him to start trick or treat with? Like, I was intentional and deliberate about what I was doing when I was inside of the joint because I wasn't willing to give away me being a father. See, they ain't sentenced me to say you can't be a father no more. They sentenced me to prison, but I had to give away my fatherhood, and I just wasn't willing to give away my fatherhood, brothers. That's it. I was dead serious. That's what caused me to write him once a week. That's what caused me to go ahead and send that candy home when not just on trick or treat, but on special occasions. When it was his birthday, when it was Easter, when it was Christmas, I was sending the candy home during those times because I said I wasn't willing to give away my fatherhood. Because you got to give it away. Just like you got to give away your manhood, you got to give away your fatherhood. It can't be taken. You got to give it away. And because I don't want to pay the consequence of giving it away. So I made sure that I held on to it, brothers, and I did what I needed to do. I sacrificed. Not only did I sacrifice in monetary, but in money ways, but I sacrificed in this individual that I had to become. Because I had to separate from people who still supported that same old stuff that I wasn't supporting no more. So sometimes you have to embrace your shadows, and it's okay. I'm like, I'm going to embrace my shadows because I got to become something different that contradicts prison. And I was dead serious about it. So I was paying the price, brothers. Fast forward, man, 2007, and I'm going somewhere here, brothers. Are y'all cool? Y'all good?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool. I don't want to overdo y'all, brothers. Okay, cool. That's always cool, brother. Okay, cool. So, yes. So, in 2007, man, you know, it's cool. I'm getting released. I done did the whole 10 day for day. I get released 6 months before because I got transitional control. So, I'm excited. So, you know where I'm going. To the halfway house. To the halfway house, brothers, right where you are at right now. I was halfway home, halfway out, right? Halfway home, halfway in. So I'm in the halfway house, but I'm like, man, I was so excited about the opportunity. It was crazy because I'm like, I get to build on my life. I'm going to take this opportunity to build my life the way that I want it to be. So I just got busy. I got employed. in the halfway house. It was 2007 too, right? It was 2007. I told my people right here, I said, man, stay here in the halfway house. I told him, I'll say, man, stay here in the halfway house. Stay here 6 months. I don't care, 6 months, because you can be here and you can stack. That's what I did. I stacked. I was going and I was working for a minimum wage job, $6.85 an hour. I worked that minimum wage job like it was $40 an hour. I had people that was already buying me clothes and stuff and shoes and stuff, so I didn't have to get none of that stuff. They got me some little snacks and stuff, so I didn't have to get none of that stuff. I was saving all of my money. I paid a little 25% off the top that the halfway house in Harbor Lights in Cleveland wanted, and I was going ahead and I was stacking up the rest. By the end of that 6 months in Harbor Lights in the halfway house in Cleveland, Ohio, I stacked up $3,500. I took that $3,500, brothers, and I moved down the street off of 30th and Carnegie. It was an apartment, $475 for me for first month's rent, $475 for the security deposit. I used $950, and it was furnished. It was furnished. I'm like, this is sweet. Now, with it being furnished, brothers, I'm gonna be honest with you. This is just my story. That stuff had roaches all through that joint, and they was aggressive. And they, yeah, no doubt, they were so aggressive, man. Like, and I used to be in the parking lot, like, man, dang. I used to tell my people, like, man, my guy used to be like, man, I don't want to go up there, man. Like, them jokers is just jumping off the ceilings, and I'm in the chair, and they just on me, like, I'm like, dang, like, I'm in the bed, and they like they just. It was crazy, and I used to tell him, I'd be like, bro, come on up here and check them out. They here, man. And when he would come up there, they would never come out, man. I'd be like, this stuff crazy, man. Like, and then when he would leave, it's like they would be like, man, don't be talking about us to nobody. I'd be like, man, y'all jokers is crazy, man. Like, they was just so disrespectful. I ain't even gonna lie. You know, they so disrespectful, man. Them jokers is disrespectful, right? But that was my story, though, man. So I went on ahead and I did that, and I was able to build up off of the halfway house. That's why it was so important, man. Because I wasn't required to pay no bills, man. I was like, hey, I'm just gonna stack up, and I stacked up. After I moved in, the next day, I had got my car, because I got my license a day before I got out the halfway house. So I got my car. It was a Buick Regal, 95, two-door. I used to call it the coupe. I bought that puppy for $1,750. So I had the $1,750 for the car. I had my apartment. Brother, don't it look like I put together pretty well? And I still had a couple of dollars left from the $3,500. And I still had my job that I was working off of St. Clair. So I'm still doing my thing. I'm like, I'm getting established, but I came out a certain type of way to where I was like, I'm not going back in there. Because what kept on playing in my head? Neither slavery nor involuntary servitude, except for as punishment. That kept on playing in my head. And I said, man, ain't no way I'm about to volunteer to go back there again. So I got to make sure that I establish myself as a civilian. Ain't no more of this stuff talking about I'm an outlaw, because outlaw come with outlaw benefits. I don't want these outlaw benefits. The outlaw benefits is that you are a legal slave once you get incarcerated. I don't want the outlaw benefits. And not only that, but when you go into the ground, only thing people gonna do is help you carry the casket. And then, you know, a lot of times they'll be at your girl as soon as you get into the ground, man. When you get incarcerated, they'll be at your chick when you get incarcerated. So then this would be throwing me off. It's like, brother, do you understand what type of game you playing? Like, what you are committed to? You are committed to that? Like, literally, like, these are the conversations I have with brothers. And if you can say, man, I'm committed to that, and I'm cool with that, brother, that's good, cool. We just on something different. So that kept on playing, and I was able to establish myself, brothers. Beautiful thing, man. So where I'm at now, man, beautiful thing. I've been home for 14 years, brothers. No doubt, man. A beautiful thing. And now I have the ability to be able to come inside of these facilities, come inside of juvenile facilities, adult facilities, county jails, and show people what it looked like. Not only show people what it looked like, but give the information on how to get it done as well. Brother, your success don't compromise my success. Your success only adds to my mission. My mission is to turn the penitentiary on its head and stand the community on its feet. I'm so sick serious about this mission, I'm willing to do whatever. This is why I drive, man, to Indiana in a level 3 snow emergency. It took me 8 hours to get to Indiana inside of the prisons over there because I said I got to get there. Nothing is off limits for me when I'm trying to accomplish this mission. This is why we'll have classes on the weekend. I come in on the weekend. I done did weekend evenings or whatever, Friday evenings. It don't matter. Your success means my success. So then that means I'm tied to brothers. Because I understand that when I was doing my 10 years, I didn't have somebody coming up in there telling me how to get it done, showing me what to do. Brothers, I done been able to get stuff accomplished, brothers. I done been able to get a shared parenting plan with all 3 of my children without no lawyer, without no filing fees. That stuff hit different. I don't have to argue and bang and walk on eggshells to parent my children. It's a beautiful thing. I ain't paid child support since 2008. That stuff hit different. When you get the check and you ain't got no child support taking stuff about that check, right? It just hit different. Oh, it's tax time now. It hit different when you have the ability to be able to claim dependents for tax time. I'm just telling y'all, brothers, this is some of the stuff that's spelled out in the shared parenting plan. But brothers will hear that stuff and be like, man, I want that. Well, brother, it takes the sacrifice. But remember what I said all the way back in the beginning? I was going ahead and sending $15 worth of candy home. I was writing letters once a week, right? I was doing what I needed to do. I put in the work. I don't look at the ground and say, produce the crops ground. I put seed into the ground, and that's why you see my harvest right now. But it's because of what I did when I was 19, when I made the decision and say, I'm about to go ahead and evolve into somebody totally different so I can get some different type of results. I'm not coming in here to tell brothers how to finesse. I'm telling you how to get it done. It's just about, will you get it done? Will you do what is required? It's not can you do it. It's not even should you do it. The only answer that you got to have is, will you do it? But a lot of times people just won't. Faith without works is dead. You tell me a man who says he has faith, I will show you a man who shows me faith. Don't talk to me about what you gonna do. Show me what you doing. Don't talk to me about I'm gonna be a dad. Show me you gonna be a dad. Get that information that you need to get. Develop a mind that's gonna put you in the best place to be a father. If you ain't developing the mind to be the best father that you can be, are you really being the dad that you need to be? Then that means you're just talking. And talk only produce limited amount of fruit. It's going to be some fruit that's going to be produced with that, but when you eat into it, it's going to taste sour. And appreciate it, because you planted for that. Whatever you got, claim it, because you put in the work for it. Whatever you got, claim it. So that's what it's about, brothers. So I've been able to get it done, man. And I help people to get it done. I established my credit, all of that stuff, man. I established my credit. I bought 2 homes. I was married when I came home because I wanted to put something else together with my second child's mother. I got married with her. We got a divorce, and that's how I ended up getting my son 5 days of the week. So I got my son, and he came and moved with me. So I had my son ever since he was in 2nd grade. And he goes to his mom on the weekends. Right? I mean, I sacrifice. I sacrifice because I understand that it's a great responsibility. Anything that's a great responsibility is going to take a great sacrifice. But a lot of times people ain't willing to give up what's required. People want to give up what they want to give up. They don't want to give up what's required. Brothers, you ain't going to be able to overcome this unless you give up what's required. You're not going to be able to be influential in your children's life unless you give up what's required. It's not what I feel comfortable with. This is going to attack your comfort level, brothers. It's supposed to. So that's what I like to share with my people and with this program. Because my main thing, brothers, is always finding different places. I find different people to connect with, to bring into the brothers and bring y'all the information that y'all need, right? So one of the things that I was able to do is I was able to get, this is my second book. This is the Walking Logo, Taking Back My Life. In this book right here is everything in here. How I was able to establish the shared parenting plan, how you get it done, A, B, C, right? I'll tell you all about that in here. How I was able to establish my credit, how you can avoid paying interest on your credit cards, like all of that stuff that buries people. That's something that overcame my 355-519. It's just a simple fact that I had a 730. So 730 overcame 355-519. When I went into the bank, I didn't have to go into the bank and say, man, you know what, hey, I got felonies and stuff like that. They didn't care about that. They just cared about my credit score, right? And that's how I was able to solidify a mortgage, right? Because when I was trying to go and ask people to rent to me, they used to say, man, hold up, you got felonies. You can't stay in these type of neighborhoods, right? But I'm not about to complain about it, right? I'm just about to go ahead and do what's need to be done to go ahead and change that, because again, I never lose. So what I say is I'm just going to build on my credit, and I'm about to go ahead and buy in the places that you say I can't rent. And then I'm going to go ahead and take it to another level, and I'm about to continue to influence individuals who are incarcerated to get them to buy. And then they'll buy another house, and then they'll start to rent, and I'll start to rent to people coming home from the prisons. In the communities that say that we can't be. Like, I'm talking about action, brothers. Action. Not sitting up there saying, ain't nobody doing, man, I don't care about that. It's about what I'm doing. Man, there's greatness inside of us, brothers, man. We too great to be in places like this. We too great to be spending our time like this. Our children are too great to be in places like this. So we got to move like it. This is what it's about. So everybody will get this book too. Everybody who signs up for the class, graduate, you'll get this book. I have Ohio Commission on Fatherhood. They buy hundreds of copies, right? And they say everybody who gets into your class and graduates from your class, we want them to have this book on us. I say no doubt, absolutely. But not only that, but it's another one too. It's a Prison Without Bars. My brother said he read the Prison Without Bars. That's the other one. You'll get the other one too. That's the first one. The first one, Prison Without Bars, is everything that I needed to do to become free while I was incarcerated. What was the challenges? How I was able to overcome those challenges, right? Brother, and it's in like 60 pages. I didn't write the book in like, man, the sun, the moon glistening off for the concrete in the wintry night. I didn't write it like that. It's just real stuff. Just like I'm talking is how it's in the book. It's my mind in the book, brothers. It's my mind in the book. I've been able to overcome. I've been able to overcome attempted murder, possession of drugs, drug trafficking, possession of firearms. I've been able to overcome getting released right in the middle of the Great Recession in 2007. I've been able to overcome that stuff. I've been able to overcome, man, 3 different children's mothers. I've been able to overcome child support. I've been able to overcome this stuff, brothers. I've been able to overcome it. And I put the information for people to get it so you can overcome it too. I can't do it for you. That's why you won't owe me nothing. You owe yourself, brothers. I'm not coming in here telling you I'm about to tie your shoe. Brother, I'm showing you how to do it. And once you do it, brother, you got your shoe tied. I ain't tied. I just gave you the information on how to get it done. It's going to be on you to put in the work, because I got to put in my own work. I ain't coming here no pie in the sky. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to give you the information to change your situation. It's on you to learn it and apply it and move forward. Then you don't owe nobody nothing. That's it. Because nobody will be able to take that stuff away from you. It's about empowerment, brothers. That's what it's about. So we'll be tuned in. We'll be locked in for the next few weeks, man. Along with the parenting piece, I'm going to be sliding in, different stuff too as well, as far as overcoming prison and all of that stuff. And we'll be able to just build, brothers. Like, that's what it's about. I'm serious about y'all because I'm serious about myself. People try to fight to get people out. I don't. I fight to get brothers the information, because I know that if I give you the information, brothers, you'll never be incarcerated ever again. But if I fight to get you out, and you ain't got the information, you'll be incarcerated again. I did 10 years, brothers. You know, when you're doing 10, you see people go home and come back in. Go home and come back in. So I understood that getting out wasn't the key. Having the mind to support out is the key. And the way that you have the mind is with the information. Getting next to people who got the information, reading books that has the information, and that's how you too shall have the information. My young brother, my brother who said, faith without works is dead? Who said that? No doubt, no doubt. He who walks with the wise too shall become wise. He who walks with fools will be devoured. That's black and white. It's no gray area. That means that if you walk with a fool, brother, you will be devoured. It doesn't matter if that fool is your cousin. It doesn't matter if that fool is your best friend. You will be devoured. You got to be careful who you are walking around, who you are walking with, because you walk with the people and you'll become the people that you walk with. So the best thing that you can do in this situation is get with somebody who's been able to overcome it. Like, I've been over 40 years, brothers. Attempted murder, possession of drug trafficking, single parent household. My mom got caught up in the 80s, right? My father raised me and my brother, right? Like, I've been able to overcome this stuff, brothers. And I'm willing to give you the information. Opportunity of a lifetime during a lifetime of the opportunity. Boom, they come, they go. Some people, they can't even hear it though, right? And they just be like, and you got to pay the consequences when you continue to miss opportunity. It's a consequence to be paid when you miss opportunity continuously. And you can tell the people who miss those opportunities because they face supports that they have been missing opportunities. Their face be all screwed up. Brother, why you looking so mad? Brother, you looking so mad because you thinking it's everybody else's fault. But actually it's your fault. You mad at everybody else, but you not mad at yourself because you ain't putting away the stuff that need to be put away. You still holding on to stuff that you should have been put away when you were 16 years old. And you walking around with this stuff. Like, brother, you should have been put that stuff away. It's stripping the quality of your life. And you still just walking around with it like it's normal. Brother, you shouldn't be walking around with that philosophy. Brother, you need to resolve conflict in a different way now. You can't be punching people in the face because they have a disagreement with you, brother. That comes with a consequence that you don't want to pay. Not as no grown man, brother. Like, them beds get kind of hard to roll to. Them little cots, they ain't fit for, as you get older and older, man, them puppies start to hit a little bit different. At 19, I was like, man, 19, but it's like, as you increase in age, brothers, these type of conditions hit differently. When we gonna make it stop? When are we going to do the work that's necessary to make it stop? If we don't do the work that's necessary to make it stop, it will not stop. Nobody's going to feel sorry for you. Nobody. Because you are food to their children. My children will grow up and become incarcerated. Their children will grow up and become wardens, and become prosecutors, and become lawyers. They will feed off of our children because of our neglect to become who we need to be. How does that make you feel, brothers? You got little Bobby waiting on for little Jimmy. Big Bobby telling little Bobby, don't worry, little Jimmy coming up, it'll be something for you to eat on. Don't worry. Little Jimmy is failing in reading. He can't read. His structure in his household is all off. So because little Jimmy is struggling with reading, the likelihood of him dropping out is going to be high. And if he drops out, he's going to have to go to crime. He's going to get incarcerated. Don't worry, little Bobby, I'm going to raise you up to sit on the parole board. Because little brothers, like, I'm just telling you, this is the type of stuff that be circulating in my mind. This is how I got to where I'm at. This is why I come at the level of intensity that I come at. This is how I did my 10 years. This is why I was the way that I was, brothers. Because I wasn't playing around. Like, I thought about this stuff, and it made me feel a certain type of way. If it don't make you feel a certain type of way, brother, you will not stop doing what you're doing. You will continue to do what you're doing. So, with that being said, brothers, we rocking and rolling or not? We're going to build, and we're going to go ahead and talk about how we establish a strong relationship with our children so we can be influential in our children's lives. Because we want to be in the driver's seat of our children versus a society out there in the driver's seat of our children. Because society, what is their main objective? Business, I got you. What is the business's main objective, brothers? Society is ran by business. Society is ran, right. It's to keep the money coming, right? So if we allow society to be in the driver's seat of our children's lives, they are going to develop our children to be consumers. They're not going to develop our children to be producers, because if they develop them to be producers, then they look at them as competition. They're going to teach them how to go ahead and buy out the bar instead of just buying a whole bar. They're going to teach them how to go ahead and buy the mall, buy out the mall, shut down the mall, buy everything in the mall instead of buying the mall and selling the stuff out of the mall. Right? Like, you know, come on, man. Like, poverty is poverty for a reason. Poverty is supported by low quality information, brothers. Because nobody is making the decision and say, enough is enough. I'm going to stop waiting for somebody to put it together for me. I'm about to do what's necessary to really put it together legitimately. So it can't be taken apart. I closed on my house, man, 2020. That stuff was a beautiful thing. Because remember, my ex-wife, she kept the house, right? I rented for 4 years. I had to get my credit back together, because when you go through a divorce, brother, it strips you apart. Blood is going to shed, and that's what happened. I left that house with nothing but the Kirby vacuum, that is. I said, let me get that Kirby vacuum at least. Like, dang. That's all I had. I was just, let me get the Kirby. I had my clothes in the Kirby. That's it. I rented for 4 years. I closed on my house 2020 in Pickerington. Good stuff, man. We can get it done, brothers. We can get it done. It's just about, are you willing to do what's necessary? That's it. And we're going to have a squad out in this puppy where we're going to be like, we came from this. And we here. Like, that's what I want to see. I want to be on Carnival Cruise that's like this. Like, you know where we came from? You know the life that we experienced. You know we did that count time. You know we did that chow hall. You know we did that stuff. You know we slept on cots that it wasn't big enough for us to roll over. We had to flip over. Do you understand? We slept on that. You don't understand that? Like, you know we've been in places where everything is hard. The water is hard. The bed is hard. Everything is hard. Hard legs. Nothing is soft. Even some of the women come in here, they be hard legs. They be hard legs, man. Camouflage and soft ankles. Them ain't soft ankles, brothers. Them is hard legs. They soft. They hard legs. Them ain't no soft ankles, brother. They ain't come here spitting out tobacco and everything. But that's another thing, brothers. Like. But this is what it is, brothers, man. I'm gonna enjoy being able to build with y'all, brothers, straight up, man. On some up and up, man. Like, this is me. This is what it's about. This is my mission, brothers. No, this is my mission. I do this full time. Like, this is another beautiful thing, man. Like, I do this full time. This ain't no, like, I do something else. No, this is what I do, brothers. Like, this is what I do. I worked, and then I went on and positioned myself to be able to do this. The idea is to put other brothers in place so then they can come in just like I'm coming in, so then they can touch the people who need to be touched. Because at the end of the day, the way that you can understand the message is by people who have been able to actually go through it. The way that you can heal the sick is by somebody who has actually been sick and been able to become well. Because you'll be more likely to take my medicine. People ain't taking medicine from people that they don't know. Look at the dang old COVID shot. People ain't taking COVID shot because they looking from the people that it's coming from. Like, I ain't taking that thing. Like, you know, like, oh, I don't know what you're trying to do to me, right? It could be something that could do something good for you, but people are like, right? So then that's why it's so important, brothers. Like, look how important we are, right? Like, the way we gonna stop this is by you getting the information, you learning, you developing that new philosophy, and go ahead and affect other individuals that you come in contact with. Either you're going to affect them or you're going to infect them. The decision is yours. If you are infecting them, then that means that you are giving them the poison that you was given. The reason why you are giving them the poison that you was given, because you're still sick. We need brothers to give people the medicine. I was given poison. I gave my brother poison. He was coming up. I say, brother, I was giving you what I had. It was poison. It was poison. So that's why I be so big on giving medicine now, because I gave poison for so long. My hands will always be dirty. That's why I gotta always just clean. I got so much dirt on my hands, brothers. That's why I do what I do. People locked up double life, man, from information that I was putting out there. Ain't coming home. People dead, right? Like, dead serious. People in and out the joint because of the information that I was giving them, brothers. So that's why, man, I fight like I do to give brothers information that's medicine now. It's my assignment. And that's going to be y'all's responsibility too as well. All right, we got my brother back here. He ain't got no kids, but I know he probably will still be in the class regardless, man, you know, and lace him up, man. So, absolutely. So with that being said, brothers, I need y'all to fill out the paperwork and we'll get started at the beginning of the year. I'm thinking 7th, 8th, and then we'll go on from there. All right? Everybody who want to be in the class, come on up here. All right, and I need brothers to come to every class too, man. Like, straight up. Because I'm going to be coming down here from Columbus, right? I'll be driving an hour and a half to get here, man. Like,
You got to fill the up today, right?
yes. I done been inside of the joint. I done been going to people's bed areas like, brother, get up. You got to get to class. Like, brother, you like, no, you tripping. I used to be like, I done been out there on the yard, like, on brothers. They like, man, you got Los out here looking for you. Like, because they give me like a man down button. It's crazy, right? They give me a man down button. I'll be like, it's crazy. I'll be out on the yard like, brother, come on. Like, brother, what's up? Like, I need you to come on to class, brother. So,
Real address, not this.
yeah, real address, yeah. Because after this, we're gonna stay connected too. So that,
this is our address.
right. Okay, well then, yeah, just leave this there. And anybody that y'all know might benefit from this class, please tell them to come be a part of it. Yep, see, look. Yeah, fight everybody except for yourself. That's the problem. Like, fight that stuff that's inside of you that's keeping you in these type of places. But people will fight everybody else to try to get them to do what they want them to do. And you'll never get people to do what you want them to do, right? I shot a brother in the head and the back. He was still stealing. Like, the brother ain't stopped stealing. Right? The brother ain't stopped, right? So if that's not an indication that you can't make nobody do nothing, like, I don't know what is.
That's why the nigga got knocked. Nigga came back to steal.
right. Like, so it's just like, so yeah, so that's the thing, man. Brothers will fight everybody except for fighting themselves, man. Like, fight that person inside you, that lower part of yourself that's stopping you from being the best you.
I feel you.
Right? Like, shit. Oh, hey, you got your paperwork?
No, I ain't even get it yet. Yeah.
Don't put Ernie on there, man.
Man, I ain't gonna put no Ernie on there. That's my thing. My main day right here, boy. Man, from the caprice to this. Huh?
Off in the building, man.
I ain't put my social on there.
Just put your last four. Y'all can put y'all's last four. Just put your last four. This ain't gonna get you nothing. It ain't gonna. This is all for tracker purposes. Or what type of work we doing?
You said something my dad just told me last week that made me cry, man. Like, I was talking to him, I had a heart-to-heart and shit on the phone. He was like, man, you gotta change that cycle. So you got a son over there. He said, yo, what's your son doing? We'll be in that same cycle as me and you.
Right.
I got my older brother over there in Mansfield right now. My dad gets some time in old Mansfield.
See what I'm saying? You see how it goes? That's how it goes. See, if you neglect, and my son, he's 24 years old now. This brother ain't got no mindset to get incarcerated because I came home and established that relationship with him to influence him to do something totally different, man. And that's how we breaking the cycle.
Wow, what's up?
I can't get it. My car fixed it. I can drive around up until 30 days or whatever, but
Nigga, your boy.
You got to turn. Oh, and hey, what up with you?
how you doing?
Doing all right. Just getting to it. Just getting to it. That's it. That's it. Hey, how you doing, brother?
I'm looking for keys for car. Or whatever, but I need to know what time you're gonna be there, even if you can do it. I don't know if you can or not.
I'm from Cleveland, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
On that 30 for Carnet.
30.
Right across from 30 projects, man. That stuff was crazy to the mug, man. I remember I put full coverage on my car too, because I know they be jacking cars over there. I was like, man, let me put full coverage on my. They was like, man, why you put full coverage on a 95 Buick Regal, man, with the paint pillar? I was like, man, because I want to get it replaced, man, if that puppy gets stole, man. Like.
So look, so should I put a woman that's pregnant with my child?
Yep, absolutely.
Shit, how did you hear about this?
What if I'm mixed?
Just staff or something like that. Yeah, put that, whatever.
I'm black and Puerto Rican.
Yeah, there you go, yep.
So is it biracial?
Yeah, biracial, yep.
Put the address here.
Yeah. Yeah, so just the top, just name, number like that, and then the name of your children right there.
I got high school diploma. It's like 1040.
No, you got that. Me too. I did too, man. Like, as soon as I graduated, I went straight to the joint.
When I first went to the joint, they like, you gotta go to school.
Like, no, man. I walked that stage too, man.
Yeah, and I was what?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
22 or 23. I was like, you gotta have listen, I graduated.
Heck, yeah,
You gotta
man.
thank your transcripts. I said, I called my mama ASAP. Yeah, thanks that shit over there.
I was a year out of high school. Locked up ever since.
You got kids, brother? The one dude right there just walked in, the tall dude, kind of.
They ain't gonna come here. They would have been here. And the miserable people.
What's the day that I heard about it when I did? I didn't hear about it until the last minute.
And that's what I be thinking. That's why I be like, man. So now it's like, so after this, y'all just go ahead and just spread the word and let people know, like, come to the first class, and I had a paperwork for them to do then. You know, absolutely.
I mean, should be 18.
You got nice, so yeah, because yours will be you got one on the way. Does it got an option there where it's one on the way?
This one right here?
Yeah, let me see.
Oh, okay, I see. That's
Yep.
So do I put the due date of the child?
Yeah, put that there. Put that there. Heck yeah, put it there. That makes sense.
You say I found out about it.
Just put yeah.
Somebody in the capital.
Yeah.
You got children, brother? You got children? Come on, man. What's up then, man?
I gotta do this one.
Yeah, just yeah. If you ain't got none of that, just put number. Yeah,
Never work.
right here. Put a slide right here. Yeah. We're doing the fatherhood program, brother. You know, yeah, fatherhood program. Good work though. Good work, man. You know. I've been able to get some stuff done, so then that's what I share. You know what I've been able to get done with just being able to do 10 and being home for 14, having 3 children, 3 different children's mothers, being able to get that stuff squared away, right?
I got 4.
No doubt. So it's stuff that I know how to, man, navigate, So that's what I share, I mean, that's just if you want to be, it just depends. Knowledge is power. A lot of times, man, if you don't know, then it's difficult to go, So then that's what is so important. So that's what I do, So that's what I do. I be serious about it, man.
I don't want to cut you off. Quick, what up over here? Like my dad?
Oh yeah, your name, your first and last name. Yeah, your first and last name, last 4 is your social, and then you don't put your children's
Well, I'm
last
gonna name
name.
my son after me though.
Okay, cool. So then put that there.
Hey, even if I'm in here, right? Let's say my, because I'm trying to get work on them and talk to all the case managers so I get it passed, so I won't miss that.
Right.
Let's say I don't be able to. I ain't trying to speak into to the earth, but let's say just worst come to worst, I don't make it. My girl, she can still name my son after me and sign the birth certificate, right?
Yeah. So good, man, bro. Like good. These is, man. This is what we're gonna be talking about, man. Like because you're gonna have to establish paternity. That's going to be important for you to establish paternity. Anytime that you had a child outside of wedlock, the mother is the sole residential custodian of that child, right? All the way until dad, signs the paternity affidavit. You gotta sign it, or you're gonna have to take a DNA test. So if you in here when the child is born, when you get released, you either gonna have to sign a paternity affidavit, or you're gonna have to take a DNA test to be able to establish paternity.
I don't want to take the DNA test, but then they put on child support and shit like that.
No, so that has nothing to do with child support. The mom has to say she wants child support.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if the mom isn't saying that she wants child support, brother, you ain't gonna be put on child support.
Yeah, no, they just tried to, because my girl trying to get the cash assistance. She just told
If
me
she
that,
get
hey,
cash
and
assistance,
they was
brother,
like,
then you
they was
gonna
like,
be.
yeah, do you want to put the baby father on child support? She was like, nah.
Yeah, but if she getting cash checks, brother, they gonna come for that money from you. I'm telling you that now. So yeah, but if she's getting food stamp and medical, then they're not coming for you for child support. But if she's getting cash, brother, they coming. It's just about when. It's not if, it's when. They coming.
So she can't sign she can put my name on the birth certificate, right, and still name him Junior after me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
But we gonna lace that all the way up. Though.
That was a big question for me. I was like, man, what if let's just say I don't be able to get there, and then I don't know if I'll be able to name you Junior. Good.
Yeah, good.
Today's date is
All right,
Tuesday,
G.
bro, for sure.
All right.
What's today's date? The 22nd.
Either Nikki or Ace would have let you know when class starts.
All right.
Shit, just let me know. I'm here.
Okay.
Appreciate it too, bro.
All right, G. But yeah, but that stuff is so important, man. It's just like understanding that stuff. And that's what I say, man, knowledge is everything. And people don't be knowing, man. Like, I didn't know. I didn't know a lot of that stuff. When I came home, I didn't know that stuff. I didn't know that, man, I thought that, man, once I signed the birth certificate or whatever, and then I'm cool, I got rights to my child. No, you just got a right to go to the courts.
Right. So we
To
got
get-
these too.
Yeah, just fill out the top name, address, and then just sign down here and date it.
Okay.
And just say newborn or whatever, or just put the name of your, so then this is what so I got somebody else, I got a case manager that looks at this stuff too and see. No doubt, man. I look forward to building with you, brother. Absolutely. Hold on. Let me check the paperwork before y'all go though. Oh, name of the child right here. Who? Matt Taylor.
Matt.
I don't know if I get mine right.
Okay, that's what we're about to get it together. We got to get it together.
Right.
Right here, yo.
I know I messed up a couple times on the gold.
Some of this stuff supposed to be shit you do in class.
Yeah. So I got
Oh,
to
shit.
no.
We need to do right now, right?
Yep. All of the paperwork is for it to be entered into our system. Who? John Parker.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So you just need the name up here, name, address, city, and sign right here. Check that box, date it, and the name of your child and age.
I just put unborn.
Yeah, unborn. Yeah.
Hey, on this one, I put ACE info on this.
Huh?
I put ACE info on this.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Name of my kid right here or name of me?
Yeah, the name of you. Yeah.
I put 1995, the year I was born. I'm a fraud.
Right.
I'm getting old, man.
Josh Campbell. Yep.
My mom said, nigga, you ain't old. I said, I feel like it. The last one was heavy. Never.
Oh, Tommy Taylor. Yeah, that's you. Oh, children's last name, first and last name, and their date of birth.
You know what's so crazy? I don't call females out of their name, put my hands on them, because my mom and my dad been married 23 years. I never heard my dad call her a B word, none of that shit. Put his hands
Right.
on her, none of that shit.
I don't know where my dad was born.
I mean, I'm pretty sure everybody
that's
does
his
that.
father. So is this
Yeah,
supposed to be
yeah, that's your father.
Well,
Yeah,
you
this
right.
is
That's
you.
my.
You know, this is for you.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's you.
What do I do right here?
And then just your last four, your social is fine. Just put, if you ain't ever had no
I got a
domestic.
domestic.
Okay, so then just put rarely, sometimes, or whatever. And this is just for, for when we put together a case plan, to if you might need some help with some of that stuff.
Well, it wasn't my partner, which
So what if you
My
argue
dad.
with your partner like that's not like screaming? So should I put
Bro.
rarely?
Right, okay, G.
Really?
Absolutely, no doubt.
it was my dad. It wasn't
He
my
said we
partner.
don't get this book till
Oh,
after class.
okay, no, so put never. Yeah, put never.
Motherfucking good.
Oh, Trey.
Yup.
Yeah,
I gotta do that.
yeah, just the name of your child and the age right there.
I gotta put on 5 of them.
Thanks, Carl. I'll see you next week.
Oh, John. Oh, just the sign right here, sign and date.
see that.
I know that stuff is ducked off in the corner,
What I do
man.
right here, good brother?
Oh yeah, just put nothing. That's cool. Yeah,
Just sign it.
yeah. No, you ain't gotta sign that. You ain't gotta sign that. No.
Everybody argue.
Oh, John Parker. Who's John Parker?
I think the dude just
might
left.
have the dude just left. I don't know. I go try.
Yeah. Can you get him? Yeah.
What did you say his name was?
John Parker. Yeah.
Is Is this basically incarcerated?
Yeah, no, this is, yeah, he can, yeah, you can put it incarcerated.
I got 5 of them, John.
No doubt, man. We're going to get to it, man.
Good looking, I appreciate it.
Absolutely. We're going to build, bro. Okay, yeah, just a name of your child and the age right there.
My baby mom know I'm gonna be a good father. That's all I talk about. I buying stuff in here. I done bought him shoes already in here.
Right.
I ain't even out there.
Where Trey Hammond?
He left. You just him right there.
Trey! Yeah, just the first and last name. Your first last name right here, and then your last 4 is fine.
Okay.
And then and then your child's. Well, you just put one of them. Just put one of them there or whatever.
Okay.
And then your date of birth.
Okay.
Dang, which one I'm gonna pick?
right. Where's John?
So what?
Where's John fatherhood program? Yeah, absolutely. You got kids?
Huh?
You got kids? Brother, you ain't got no kids. Not one. You got not one. right.
I got stepkids.
Oh,
Step-kid.
what's your name?
Chris Primers. I met you when you were in Mansfield. And
Oh yeah,
I
absolutely.
had your car all the way up until I left Madison. They got mad at me and they ripped your car. Man.
No
When I was
doubt.
in segregation. They know what you're about, and they didn't want me reaching out to you.
Yeah, brother. Well, I'm here now.
I had to say that to you.
No doubt. No
I was
doubt.
gonna contact you when I got out.
No doubt. No doubt. No doubt. Well, we here now, brother.
They gave these our books. You passed our books to us.
Yeah,
for free.
yeah, yeah.
As soon as you left, he took them from everybody up in the
Right.
vocational, and he tried to charge us with it.
Yeah.
They made us sign a cash for $16. The books you gave us.
For the books that I. Oh wow.
You gave.
Right.
Book of the month club or something like that.
And
Wow.
said, we're going to pass these out of our book club. And then turn around and try to call us.
Hey, Carlos.
Right.
For the goals, right?
Yeah.
I put down all of them on one. So then I wound up turning to the next one, seeing you wanted us to
Right,
list them
put
out
one-
in the order.
right, no, we'll
I
figure
put
that
every
out.
last one
That's
over
cool.
here,
That's
right
cool.
here.
We'll figure that out. Don't worry about that.
I had to go in there. I was
This is the
talking
pile
to
of people that's done already?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I was talking to my Corolla during your can I sign up?
Yeah. Oh, heck yeah. Here.
We can call you Los.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Gotta ask, man.
Yeah.
I
No
was
doubt.
raised in respect.
No doubt. Absolutely, man.
Just 'cause
Oh, I
I'm
need Kareem Reddick.
ready.
Yeah.
Hey, big bro.
How old is your child?
28, bro.
28. Okay.
No, he just.
Okay. You got grandbabies? Okay. So put them on there. Put your grandbabies on here. Name up here.
The mailing address is here.
It's you right here too, ain't it?
Yep. Absolutely.
You ain't had it
Yep.
years ago.
Yeah. Put your name, address, and stuff there.